Hello and welcome to Frontrunner Motorsport, and I am back after a couple of weeks suffering from a virus. Not the coronavirus, just a virus. Honestly, I'm not sickly, I just seem to be catching every illness going right now. I tried to survive long enough in a week so I can actually make videos, so onto the motorsport of the past weekend. There wasn't a lot of action this weekend, but we did have the World Rally Championship from Kenya, British Touring Cars from Croft, and the World Touring Car Championship from Aragon in Spain. So make sure you subscribe. And let's take a look back at the racing from the 25th and 26th of June 2022. So starting with the World Rally Championship and a graveyard left somewhere near the forest of Kenya. Seriously, pretty much everyone ran into trouble at some point, some more than once. Hence why privateer Jordan Serderidis managed to grab a 7th position by not crashing or breaking down. A massive achievement. His full-time fellow rally drivers should have followed his lead, and then maybe more than 6 would have finished in the points. Jordan Serderidis is ahead of Adrian Formal in the championship, by the way, and he, along with Sebastian Loeb and Gus Greensmith, all had troubles with their Fords. Loeb had an engine issue on day 1, whilst Formal and Greensmith did so much damage they were told to muck in and help repair the cars. Can't imagine Lewis Hamilton doing that. In fairness, it might be a bit more complicated to fiddle with a Formula 1 car, and Hamilton is perhaps safer leaving it to his mechanics. Or maybe not, given Mercedes' apparent woes. Hyundai had their issues too. Tanak retired, and Neuville, who was running as high as 2nd at one point, hit a tree and finished 5th. Toyota had their issues but managed to keep the momentum going. A massive 1-2-3-4 finish for Toyota, something they managed in 1993 in Kenya. Nearly 30 years after Juha Kankinen, Marco Elaine, Ian Duncan and Yasuhiro Ewazi managed to fill the top 4 spaces for Toyota, Kalle Rovanpera, Elflin Evans, Takamoto Katsuta and Sebastian Ogier repeat that success. Katsuta got his 2nd podium in a row in Kenya and is still fighting for 3rd in the championship. Evans could be doing better, and Ogier, as always, was a solid hand. But Rovanpera should be the focus. He is going to be champion in 2022, and he has everything he needs to start a championship rampage on par with Sebastian Loeb and Sebastian Ogier. The Finnish superstar is on a tear, 4 wins in 6 rounds, and no one has really got close to him. I feel sorry for the likes of Neuville and Evans. They finally get rid of Ogier and they still can't win the championship. Saying that, there's still 7 rounds to go. They could catch Rovanpera, but it seems unlikely, not in the form he's currently in. Rovanpera looks unstoppable. He kept it clean as everyone else ran into trouble. If Kalle Rovanpera doesn't win this championship, I will do a video on my favourite Barbie vehicles, but this championship is finished. Touring cars from Croft, and I'll admit, I slag off the Formula 1 circuits quite often, but Croft isn't a great track either. It has interesting recognisable corners, but it's too difficult to overtake, something that should never be said about a touring car championship race. It just needs a bit of renovation is all. Tom Ingram took back the lead of the championship from Josh Cook after 3 decent performances. Turkington also recovered from his Alton Park disaster, but not as well as Dan Lloyd, who 2 weeks after causing the biggest crash in the BTCC in 2022 so far at Alton Park, took the first 2 victories at Croft. Gordon Shedden took the 3rd win after having an awful start to the day with retirement in race 1 and fighting his way through the field in race 2. Ash Sutton took a DNF and is starting to drift away from the title fight, whilst Josh Cook had an uneventful weekend, 2 mediocre performances followed by a 2nd place in race 3. At the moment it looks like Ingram versus Cook, with Turkington, Jake Hill and Ash Sutton hanging on. The British touring cars is usually close, so maybe it will all come to a head at some point. It's been a bit lacklustre so far. Finally, World Touring Cars from Aragon in Spain, and Cyan look like they are finding it a lot tougher than in previous years. Cupra, meanwhile, are really on it. Rob Huff took a couple of 2nd places, and even Daniel Nage looked good. The first race didn't have too much excitement. Giles Magnus took the win and moved into 2nd in the championship after this weekend. Race 2 was better, lots of action at the start. Mar and Mikulits got into each other. This led to the Hungarian driver clipping a tyre barrier, damaging his car and being collected by Tom Coronel in a huge crash. Mar and Nage would fight for the lead after the restart, but both would end up behind series leader Mikel Azcona, who took his 3rd win of the year and a commanding points lead. It's weird seeing the Cyan struggle so much. Santiago Arusha is a top dog in 3rd in the championship, with double champion Air Lachey 5th, Mar 8th, Muller 10th, and Bjork nowhere. Honda as well don't seem to be as competitive, but there are still plenty of races left in the World Touring Cars in 2022, including a return to Macau, which is something to be really excited for. So that was all the action from the past weekend. What did you watch? What did you enjoy? Let me know in the comments below. Remember to subscribe to the channel. This weekend we have Formula 1 from Silverstone, and I will hopefully be well enough to review it. as well as W Series, Formula 2 and 3, IndyCar, NASCAR, WeatherTech, the start of the World Rallycross Series, DTM, Formula E and European Le Mans Series, as well as Brazilian Stock Car. Jesus, that's a lot of motorsport. Guess I know what I'm doing this weekend. I'm looking for kids in the wardrobe, selling the wife, and sitting down to watch Roy Nissany pretend he can drive, and to see if Yuri Vips still has a job. Thank you for watching, subscribe, and have a good one.